Welcome to Off the Record with Sharon Stewart, featuring the best in local rock and the stories behind the sound. Let's go off the record.
Hey, welcome to Off the Record, the podcast that shines a spotlight on local and upcoming bands making waves in the music scene. In this episode, sometimes less is more, and that's exactly the case with this band, Hardtack, an alternative rock trio that sounds way bigger than just three people. They've got a new self-titled album, proving that great music isn't about the budget, it's about the passion, the grit, and using whatever you got to make it happen. It's a three-piece band out of Grampian, Clearfield, and Curwensville. Brothers Ethan and Eli Clark and Jake Stiles. Let's dive in. You just recently released your debut album.
Yep, that came out in August of 2024.
I like the Alone Feels Good. I like that song a lot, but I really like Fortitude.
That's Jake singing that one over here. We all sing a little bit on the album. So Eli, I sing most of them, but Jake sings Fortitude and Waiting on the Sun.
That's pretty cool. You guys switch off then. So how did you guys start out? Okay, I know you, Eli and Ethan, your brothers, right?
That's correct. So me and Eli, obviously, we jammed all of our lives together growing up, him being my younger brother. And then eventually, after we were all out of school, Eli and Jake were in a band together called Barbicide, and they were just like a cover band, you know, playing parties and stuff like that. They needed a new guitar player at one point, so then Eli got a hold of me, and then I got involved in Barbicide, and then Barbicide kind of split off, and then I'm like, I want to start a band. Let's start a band, Eli and Jake, and thankfully they were both down, and now we have Hardtack.
Okay, so you don't have anything to do. I did Google Hardtack, and I found another, they're like a I don't know, Civil War style band out Gettysburg Way. Have you seen that?
But that was Ethan who wanted to correct the name. So
so what was it? The candy or what?
It was the idea. I heard of Hardtack on a random podcast I was listening to, and I thought it was interesting, so I looked into it. And basically, you know, Hardtack is something that, you know, sailors and pioneers and things used because it never went bad. You know, it's something they could always eat. So I'm like, all right, Hardtack. That's a cool name for a band because our music will never go bad. It's like a little thing like that.
Do you guys have your own studio? You know,
Jake, why don't you tell about the studio we got?
Oh.
Yeah, so we recorded it. We recorded our album in an old hearing test trailer. Me and one of the former members of Barbicide, actually that's not in this band, bought a used hearing test trailer probably 2 or 3 years. And it works perfect for recording. It has like an isolated room, and then we can run wires through it. And it has a window.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, so we all just recorded the album in there. It was just us three. We all kind of just learned as we were going, and we're happy with how it turned out.
It does. It's great. It sounds pro. You're from Clearfield, Grampian area, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and Ethan grew up in Grampian, obviously as brothers, and Jake was a Curwensville guy. So
How are your sales going? People picking up a record?
That's the thing. We mean to make physical records at some point, but we just haven't gotten around to it yet. We're kind of lazy, you know. I hate to say it, but we are behind on that. So we just I've been watching like the streaming numbers is really where we're getting, you know,
What they can download, right?
exactly. So like Spotify, there's been a lot. That's been the leading platform for people to listen to us. Spotify, a little bit of Apple Music, some people on YouTube, but mainly Spotify's leading the charge. And we've actually had one local radio station play us, so that was kind of neat. I was out in Altoona, some stitch. So we had a tiny bit of radio play, like legit radio play. So that was kind of cool too. But
So when you're on Spotify and Apple, you don't get all that you should get though, do you? You know, you kind of they get a cut, right?
that's I'm not entirely sure how much you make per stream. It's probably literally less than a cent. I'm not sure. So yeah, like the album's been out for, you know, since, like I said, August of last year, and we're not even seeing like even $100 worth of money to come in yet. So if that tells you anything, it's not great. But what's important is I would really just like for this to be able to break out and just get some listeners from all over the place. That's the really what I like about streaming and being able to be out on the wave internet and stuff like that is really just trying to break into a different audience. So that I'm not really caring too much about the money. I just really hope that somebody can add us to a playlist or do something. That would be the coolest.
That's the beauty of the technology now. You could be global if you wanted to. And if you look at any bands, it's not about record sales anymore. It's about
Streams.
You guys got any shows going on this coming up anytime soon? Or
We took off winter because it's not fun. First of all, it's not fun driving out. We play a lot in Altoona, believe it or not. So it's not fun driving out there in the winter, but also we wanted to learn some new songs, some new original material. So we're kind of trying to get back to practicing because there has been a few months, honestly. Majority of last year, we played a bunch of shows, but we never practiced. So we need to get back into the practicing routine and write some new stuff.
well, you sound so good though. It seems like you guys have been going at it for at least 10 years.
It's about cheat code with me and Ethan, just because we're brothers. So
Walk together,
like
yeah.
the chemistry is just baked in, and I've been playing as long as I've been playing music. I've been playing it with Ethan, so me and him are already just automatically on the same wavelength. And then we got super lucky to find Jake, and have him be cool being relinquished to the bass.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the bass player, but Jake is probably the best one that's in this entire county. So we got lucky, and the cool thing about all three of us is that like me and Ethan make stuff. We constantly come up with new riffs, and we have a whole Google Drive. Stuff. But Jake, we got lucky to find a third guy that can completely write his own songs, and like usually you hear singing on the album, that's the person that just completely made that song. They made it.
Oh, okay.
The rest of us just learned it. So like Fortitude, like that would happen if we wouldn't have had Jake in the band. Coming up with the killer riff and the killer songs.
That's another thing I was going to tell you. Your sound is so big. I can't hardly believe that there's only 3. Are you doing anything special in the mix? And
Not really. No. People say that live too. Like we've played shows live as a 3-piece, no extra crazy pedals. I literally play with we all play with bare minimum gear. But somehow I'm sad that we get complimented all the time that we sound like bigger than what we are, like a 3-piece band.
Me and Ethan played a show. It was just the two of us because Jake had to go on a vacation and didn't work out with scheduling. We were nervous about playing just a 2-piece, and there were some really awesome local bands ahead of us too, like Toy, and I think the BS Express was there that night. And we were so nervous, but as soon as we got done, everyone was like, "You guys sounded huge," and it's like, to me, it sounds thin, but hey, like people are enjoying it, and there's really like Ethan's saying, he plugs straight into his amp, and that's it. Like he doesn't. A lot of good players have pedal boards, and I'll play percussion plus drum kit that's like made for like children beginning how to play drums. And I think Jake, you got your bass for like $150 on Facebook Marketplace, and
Yeah.
well, see, that's when I watched that video you did. It's on YouTube at Studio 814. I watched. I think it was the last song you played, and that's what I was looking for. It was like there's only 3, and it seemed like I was wondering if you had a music track behind you that made you sound bigger. But that's great that you guys can just be the 3 of you, and if you do go anywhere, that's less checks to write out, right? I'm guessing that your parents must have played rock and roll for you, or
yeah, me and Eli, at least, we grew up in a family where we grew up listening to, like, I think I came out of the womb and my parents were playing Kiss for me, Kiss, and I was into hair metal growing up, like big time, like Rat, Van Halen, all that stuff, and then somehow I got into grunge. I don't know how that happened. But and Jake, I'm sure you can tell your story with your music growing up. I'm not sure, but
yeah. My parents were kind of like into, I would say, popular music of the time, like of the 80s. And my dad was really into like grunge music of the 90s. So I think that's probably how I got into it originally.
You guys embraced it. Now, see this. I'm going back to my kids when they were younger. They rejected anything I liked. I liked rock, and so they went pop. But then they came back around in adulthood. So
okay, so as long as they come back around.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is too. You guys rock, but you have you rock with a laid back feel. I'm
Yeah.
kind of guessing that you guys are all that's your personality. Is that true? Is that right?
Yeah, I at least for me, I'm pretty laid back type of guy. I try to chill out, but I
Mhm.
like grunge and stuff. Like I said, like I love grunge, rock and roll.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't like to write just exclusively like some fast paced, heavy stuff. I like to add some chill into the mix. And Eli, he before Hardtack, he was dabbling in like indie sounding music and that type of. Sometimes that might make an appearance in one of our songs. Jake, he never know with Jake. Sometimes he'll put out something rocking, and sometimes he'll just throw out like something that sounds like Bob Dylan put it together. Some like
Yeah.
folky sounding track, and that's great. I like that we are different with how we write songs, and I think that that works out really well for us.
Right. That's where the originality kind of comes through, and you have your own sound.
Yeah.
So who are your heroes? Who are your musical heroes?
You can go first, Eli.
I mean, I think I speak for all of us when I say like most of the big grunge bands, like Alice in Chains for sure is like close to number one if they're not number one.
Yeah.
Um, Nirvana, Soundgarden for me and Jake especially, and
Mhm.
Jam. Even I like rejected the Pearl Jam vibe for a long time. I just didn't quite get. But then this past year, I finally was like, Pearl Jam's awesome. I like Pearl Jam. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like as far as influences on this band, definitely all the grunge stuff, but also I think you can hear a little bit of like I think Jake with Fortitude and just in a lot of his songs, like he likes a lot of country music and stuff too, and I feel like you can some of that southern rock, some of that southern stuff in there, and even like me and Ethan, we grew up playing like Beatles songs and stuff, and I feel like
Mhm.
on a song like "Keep Me in Mind," you can almost hear there's something there that's kind of some connection.
60s vibe, yeah.
So yeah, I mean we're kind of all over the place, but I'd say definitely the grunge stuff. But any of the other guys, if you guys thought anything,
Well, it's like you say, Alice in Chains, though, Jerry Cantrell, he was raised on country.
well, and our me and Ethan's dad too. He makes country music. He raised us on the hair metal and classic rock, but
Uh-huh.
at the same time, he was going and he put out a couple albums himself. Go out there and look him up if you like country music.
Yeah, he's got his own solo albums, and then he's got one album out with me and Eli featured on it called Randy Clark and Sons. And you'll find it if you look it up. It's like there's like a weird picture on the front. It's me, Eli, and my dad standing out looking like we're dressed for Civil War or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, we got some good tunes on there.
Randy Clark and Sons. I'm gonna Google that later when we're done.
Yeah,
That's cool.
our songs, my dad has the most songs on that album, but towards the end, you'll actually see a Hardtack album like that we repurposed. I mean, a Hardtack song. Sorry, it's a song called "I Won't." It appears on that Brandy Clark and Sons album. So
Does it?
it's like a twanged out version of it. And then
Okay.
Eli's got a song on there called "Strung Out." That's his solo song, and
That one, though, that one's gonna be
he doesn't like it. And then there's a song where we all sing a verse in it, and it's called "The Twang." It's the like the album ender, and it's also the namesake for the album. So definitely give it a look if you're
Okay.
unique, weird music. I guess I don't know. It's good
Definitely, yeah. So who's your hero?
for me. As Eli said, obviously I like Lane Staley a lot from Alice in Chains, like the
Mhm.
big guys, but I also really, really, really like one of my favorite bands of all time is like Led Zeppelin. I love like
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Page, Robert Plant. All those guys are awesome. I love the Beatles. But a band that flies under the radar, especially over here in the United States, one of those big grunge, like around during the grunge era, later post grunge, I'd say. It's a band called Silverchair. Okay, and there's the lead singer of Silverchair is Daniel Johns. That man has the voice of an angel, and I love
Mhm.
Silverchair so much, dude. And that's my biggest like he's one of my idols for sure as far as vocalists and just songwriters. He makes some really good music. I mean, back in the day. Nowadays, I don't really care for what he's doing. Yeah, he was a legend. So those are some of my heroes. What do you got, Jake? Who's some of your heroes?
Yeah, I agree with obviously all the 90s guys. Soundgarden's probably my big one out of that bunch. Um, Black Sabbath's like big for me. They're definitely where everything starts.
Mhm.
And then just like guitar wise, my first instrument's 6-string guitar. And Dickie Betts, I would say, from the Allman Brothers Band, is like probably my biggest guitar. So it's
That's great. Yeah, that's a nice, well-balanced, you know,
yeah.
appreciation for music right there from all of you. Very cool. Very cool. So if we want to find more about you guys, where can our listeners find you?
Yep. To follow what we're up to next. We have only right now. We only have 2 profiles you can follow. You have us on Facebook. If you look up Hardtack, you'll probably find us there. And we have like I think it's just the word Hardtack in the profile picture in this kind of wavy font with some brown in the background.
Yeah.
It's us. And then we also have an Instagram, and I believe that's at Hardtack Rock or something like that. Right, Eli?
Okay.
So we have those 2, and to find our music, obviously look up Hardtack on your Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anything like that, and you'll find us there as well. And the picture for Spotify or anything, it might be the album cover, which is just like a sunflower in a field, just for the sunflower, and that's Hardtack. So yeah.
Are you working on anything new? You got more material coming out anytime soon, or?
We definitely are working on new songs, adding them to the live gigging set list. As far as recording, I'm sure we will definitely be back in the old sound, the hearing trailer there at some point, maybe at the end of this year. Who knows? We'll see.
Is that trailer mobile or what? Can you take it around or?
No, it's in Jake's yard. You could take it somewhere if you wanted to, but
Yeah, potentially it could be, but no, it hasn't moved since I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna correct the country.
Just
I'd like to see that. That'd be pretty cool to see. So that's an old hearing testing trailer, right? So they must have gone mobile at one point, or?
yeah. It's we've never moved it since it's got to my yard, but we potentially could at some point.
Okay, so we can find you on Spotify. Of course, I know I'm going to share your Facebook. No website though yet, huh? There's so much to do. I know.
I also just feel like Facebook and that type of stuff is doing the job for us right now.
Yeah.
Like if once we get if we're like actually getting big, you know what I mean? Like then maybe a website. But for now, I think it's too big for our britches for a website.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
You guys have a lot of followers on your Facebook. How's that going?
We're getting closer to 500. So we're like 470 something like that. So we're still smallish, but we're growing. I'm happy with the audience we have right now.
I do feel like we're finally getting somewhat of a fan base. I mean, it's definitely not huge or big by any means, but for a long time, I mean, we'd go play a gig and who knows if there was even a person there. I mean, we were playing the empty bars and anything we could. And now, especially playing out in Altoona and the Garvey's bar a lot, like I've noticed a lot of like younger kids, like a lot of them will pop back up shows. And
a really important thing also is not just like, your average people that come to your shows, but also we've had such a good support with, other bands from around the area. Like our friends, in Less Than Zero, they've helped us out a lot. That was actually the first band we ever played with. The BS Express from Altoona, they're constantly at all, like literally any show we play in Altoona, they're there. So you can always just count on other bands to just kind of help and share your post and try to get you out there. So really shout out to other local bands. We appreciate you.
That's great. You guys network and you support each other. So you don't have any shows as of yet, but
the Upstage Fest, right? That's for
okay.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they announced the full band list yet, but Eli might have just leaked that, but we will be at the Upstage Festival in Clearfield, Pennsylvania.
That is a huge event.
It is
really grown.
Very good, super cool. Well, honestly, one of my, if not my favorite music festival I've been a part of, just because it feels like it's super professional. You get like your own little lanyard and everything, and it's like 2 big stages set up, and the people that run it are really great. Dave Myersky and Travis Widow from Samara and Endbringer, like just some really stand-up guys that run that fest. So shout out to them too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, I'll be following you.
I'm not kidding. You guys are great. I hope you hit it big.
Thank
You know, and just keep sharing it.
Fingers crossed.
That's Hardtack. 3 guys, 1 big sound, and a brand new self-titled album. Now, during the interview, they said the best thing you can do is follow them, spread the word, and share their music. So if you like what you heard, do exactly that. Big thanks to Hardtack for hanging out. And if you haven't checked them out yet, now's the time. Search for them on Spotify or grab their album on iTunes. Just search Hardtack, one word. And if you're in a band and you'd like to be a guest on Off the Record, shoot me an email. Sharon@sevenmountainsmedia.com. We'll close out this episode with a track from Hardtack. This is Alone Feels Good on Off the Record.
I'm lonely and I can't see the end. But I know that you can see me through your bedroom window. Flash a smile at me, invite me in and tell me you're bored. Well, maybe we could do something about it. I think that we should be alone. Oh yeah, forget the world and come along. Ooh, I think that we should be alone. Ooh, yeah. Being alone feels good. Send me on my way. Oh, carpooled in, so I should not stay. Landed on the ground. The screen door slams. I shouldn't stick around. Now I'm halfway home, but all I can think is I think that we should be alone. Oh yeah, forget the world and come along. Ooh, I think that we should be alone. Being alone feels good.